I'd like to talk to you about now is setting you up for success. I want to get you in a position where you're going to get a return on your time invested from what you've done today, so you can implement. Now, one of the things that we've already made reference to is that I think today too many of us are focused in on, and too many of us, our members of our staff, are focused in on box ticking, on task. And what's the problem? What's the risk when all we're doing is ticking things off a list and box ticking? What's the risk with that? We're missing the bigger picture. We're not looking at the bigger picture. And what we need to do is create people's thinking in our teams to want about the results, about delivery of the end results. Yes, it's one thing to measure input, but it's the output that measures. It's the output measures that matter. So we need to be able to get people to be zoned in and focused on the delivery of the results. What's the outcome? And then hold people accountable. I don't know whether you've experienced this in your organisation, your business, but I've seen it in many businesses where something doesn't happen and somebody in the organisation goes, oh, it wasn't my fault, boss, it was such and such didn't do it. It was an external supplier, or it was my colleague, or it was the manager on duty on that day. Do you know, every time that somebody points one finger at somebody else, there's three fingers pointing back at yourself. Every time somebody points one finger at somebody else, there's three fingers pointing back at yourself. Really, what's blame all about? Let's just think about it. What's blame really all about? Blame's about a lack of personal responsibility. Blame's about a lack of personal responsibility. And what we want in our organisations, in our businesses, in our teams, is people to start taking personal responsibility, to start being accountable. So create a shift and more of a focus on results. Now I'm going to show you a video that kind of shows you some of the impact about just purely task focus. Now I know that one or two of you, a few of you will have probably seen this video. If you have, please do not let on to everybody else, because not everybody's seen this, but it proves a really important point. So all I'd like you to do is count the times that the people in white, count the number of times the people in white passed the ball. So did anything unusual happen in that video? Anything unusual happen? A gorilla walked across the screen. Okay, who here, let's be honest, did not see the gorilla? Okay, I think there's probably a few more of you than that. I think there's actually a few. So, by the way, I know that they use that in speed awareness days, speed awareness courses. So the fact that you've seen that before tells me a little bit about you and your driving style. So, let me just rewind it. Anybody else spot? Is there something else that changes in the video as well as the gorilla? Yeah, there's a young lady that walks off stage right as the gorilla walks in. So let me just pause it at the right moment. So watch this lady on the white, the black t-shirt. The lady coming around now in blonde and the black t-shirt. There she goes, and there's your gorilla. And then you think, how on earth could I have missed that gorilla? And this is the problem when all we're doing is focusing in on task. So at the one level, I said earlier on, if you do one task, and then the next task, and then the next task, it's very productive and very efficient. But we also need to make sure we constantly have time out to see the bigger picture, to be about where we're going in our business, that time out to think. So if you're building a rollout plan, a project plan with milestones in, then those of you that have had any kind of Prince 2 training will have come across this. But this is around set up RACI for each stage of the milestone. So who is it that's going to be responsible for getting the work done? Who is the one person that is accountable to ensure that it absolutely happens, it definitely happens? Who must be consulted about what's going on, and who needs to be kept informed? Who's going to be responsible for getting the job done? Sorry, responsible for making it happen? Who's the one person that will be held accountable, ensuring that it absolutely happens? Who must be consulted, and who needs to be kept informed of progress? Can be very, very effective and helpful. What I'd like you to do now, though, is you've got a lot of notes. You've been jotting down ideas through the course of the day. I just want to give you a bit of time and some space to think and to plan. I want you to flick back through your notes, think back through the conversations and the people that you've connected with, and I want you to just list down on a new page, what is it you're going to stop doing as a result of what you heard today, and crucially, what are you going to start doing? Okay, what are you going to stop doing, And then what are you going to start doing? Then I've got something I'm going to do with that before I share with you the mindset piece after that. So just spend a few minutes now. What are you going to stop doing and what are you going to start doing? Okay, off you go.